All right, so we talked about some NLP foundations. We talked about what is NLP. We looked at the NLP communication model and the awareness dimensions model, and we talked about what is cognitive restructuring, the approach that we practically using in cognitive behavioral psychology and in coaching as well. Now, we're gonna talk about NLP presuppositions. Now that you know what NLP is, I want you to share with you some foundational principles. It's very important to understand. It's also very useful, very practical mental models that you can install, and they will help you, hopefully, to operate in the world much more efficiently. So, what is NLP presuppositions? NLP presuppositions are basically like guiding principles, something that we use in NLP coaching practice, understanding. Again, not something you can prove, but think of them more of like axioms and guiding principles. Let's dive in. I'll walk you through. The first one, the map is not the territory. What does that mean? It means that, again, using this NLP communication model and using the awareness model, you understand the external world is happening to you, and you learn through about this external world through your five senses, right? But no one really knows, 8 billion people out there, no one really knows what objective ultimate reality is. Everything you experience is your own perception. You experience only your own mind, and you experience your own experience. So using your experience, using your understanding of it, you build your own map of reality, and you use it as a GPS, as a navigation system, like your complex system of understanding of the world. However, presupposition number one, the map, your perception, is not the territory. It's not the ultimate objective reality. And that's very important to understand, so that you always remember that your thinking is not perfect. And you can increase the efficiency of your map. You can integrate new elements to navigate the world more efficiently. And that brings us to the second presupposition. The map becomes the territory. If you believe in the stuff that you believe in, if you believe in your map, is that your thinking is the most accurate, is your view of the world is the only right view of the world, you can fall into real deep fallacies of, again, being under illusion that your reality is the ultimate reality, which is not. You only experience your own perception. Number three, and we as coaches, we use it as a foundational guiding principle, but we respect all models of the world. People are out there, they have all different kind of maps. Some of the elements in this map can be very, very functional thinking, and some of it can be not quite functional thinking. We do not judge, we do not come from a place of judgment, we respect all models of the world. And everyone is doing the best they can. Every decision, what you're doing right now is your decision to be here, and you think that's the best thing to do, that's the best way to spend your time. Thank you for that. But every decision that we make in life, we are doing our best with what we have, where we are, and we constantly think about it as we coach people. Number five, behind every behavior there is positive intention. There are not many people, there are probably some, right? But there are not many people who wake up with an intention to destroy the world. So we presuppose that behind every behavior there is a positive intention. However, of course, we do not take these edge cases, like people who want to hurt others and to bring in destruction upon this world. It's a broken psyche. It's some very, very dysfunctional thinking, and again, it's inability to calculate the consequences, that this person is hurting themselves more than they hurt others. We don't talk about this. We don't talk about broken psyche. I think the very fact that you're here taking this course speaks for the fact that you're extremely functional, you want to bring light to the world, and you bring your positive intention. People are not their behavior. Again, to elements of thinking for that non-judgmental approach to just coaching and to just navigating life, right? People are not their behavior. If you look at the behavior in isolation, it's very easy to judge, oh, they've done this thing, they must be a bad person. Not necessarily. This behavior coming from some kind of dysfunctional thinking, but as a whole, humans are not evil. And as coaches, this is what we do. We calibrate the behavior, right? When I criticize, and I don't criticize, but when I give feedback that can be perceived as criticism, I don't give feedback to the person. I have nothing to tell you, only the good things about you as a person, but I'm gonna give feedback to the behavior so that, again, you become more aware of it, and then you can calibrate on it. Behavior and change should be evaluated in their ecology. What is ecology? Ecology is the environment. Where is everything going on, right? So we do not look at the person in isolation. We need to understand the context. What is exactly happening in the broader context? What was maybe the history, maybe the environment right now, the country, the city, I don't know, if you're in corporates, the company, the family, and all that jazz. Ecology is all this environment that serves as a factor of conditioning behavior. Foundational presupposition: people are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. And this is where we started. You have everything. You have all the answers to all the questions you need. And my job as a coach is to guide you, to help you extract that innate wisdom, innate intelligence in you. You have all the resources, and if you don't, you have the resourcefulness, you have the ability to go out there and generate resources for you, whether it would be people or knowledge, books, podcasts, whatever it is, tools, instruments of thinking. And this whole course is practically that. It's a toolbox, instruments for your thinking, so that you can be that and unfold and unpack and bloom as naturally creative, resourceful, and whole human being. Resistance indicates a lack of rapport. Again, this is more of like a coaching relationship, but when I feel like my coachees, they push back, and that happens on the initial stage probably. There's no trust. Trust is the foundation of it. If there is no trust right now between us, you would never go through the whole course. And again, rapport, it's not very complex, to be honest. To establish rapport, you need to be seen as intelligent, swift thinker, fast thinker, deep thinker, and you need to be seen as an expert. So practically, you need to know your stuff. And of course, there's a lot to be said about energy, right? To be authentic. I have nothing to sell you. I just want you to to live a better life. And if we all live our better lives, we can create a great collective experience on this planet for everyone. Failure doesn't exist, only feedback. Again, regardless, if you're in coaching, you're not in coaching, this could be the foundational guiding principle for you. Failure doesn't exist, only feedback. Failure does exist, and I see failure in three forms primarily. Failure is not starting. Failure is persevering at a dumb thing. And failure is not quitting early when you do persevere at a dumb thing, right? So other than that, as long as you don't give up, as long as you're learning, as long as you absorb this feedback, iterate, stay agile, become better and better, failure doesn't exist. Lastly, any behavior was the best choice anyone had to say at the time. Again, we could keep coming back to this point, but always remember, and I think this is something that's very important to understand for many people. This is something I understood in very early days of my coaching, but people always do what they want to do. Number two, people never do what they don't want to do. Number three, it's impossible to move them from the latter to former, right? This is something that everyone must understand, especially if you're new to coaching and you think like, oh, this person is going to change me. I cannot change anyone. However, I can be the catalyst of change. If there is sincere desire in you to transform, transformation is already happening. My job is to facilitate it and make the process faster. And insight itself, it takes no time. Integration, this is where it takes work. And again, this is the purpose of this course, to give you insights and to help you integrate efficiently. We talked about NLP presuppositions. Let's chat about scenario planning, and that's going to set the stage for the whole process of this course.